Urgent. Your soulmate needs you now. What just happened will leave you speechless. My beloved child, don't skip, stay till the end, because something huge is waiting, because what happened around your soulmate has shifted something they can no longer ignore. There was a moment, quiet, unexpected, almost invisible to everyone else, when your presence suddenly crossed their mind with overwhelming clarity. And this was not an ordinary memory. Something reminded them of you so strongly that everything around them seemed to fade for a moment. They remembered your energy, your words, the way you made them feel understood without forcing anything. But here is where this becomes surprising. They tried to move past that feeling, and they couldn't. The more they pushed it away, the stronger it returned. Don't skip, because the reason they need you now is connected to something they have been keeping deep inside. They are beginning to realize that certain connections cannot simply be replaced. Something huge is waiting for you, because the next realization changes the entire meaning of what has been happening between you. Stay close, because the part nobody expected is unfolding beneath the silence. Your soulmate may have appeared distant, distracted, or completely normal on the outside, but internally, questions have started rising that they can no longer dismiss. Why does your memory keep returning at the strangest moments? Why do certain songs, places, conversations, and quiet hours suddenly bring your energy back into focus? Why does the thought of permanently losing this connection feel heavier than they expected? Stay till the end, because one realization has begun standing above all the others. They may have underestimated what you truly meant to them. And once that realization entered their heart, everything started looking different. Moments they once considered small suddenly carried meaning. Words they almost forgot became unforgettable. Even the silence between you began speaking louder than explanations ever could. Don't skip now. Something huge is waiting for you, and it begins with the truth they may finally be ready to face. This connection affected them far more deeply than they ever admitted. But what comes next is the reason you were meant to hear this until the final second. Something inside your soulmate is reaching a turning point. Not because everything magically changes overnight, but because clarity can arrive in one unforgettable instant, and they may have just experienced theirs. They are seeing the difference between simply thinking about someone and feeling that someone has left a permanent imprint on their life. That difference is becoming impossible to ignore. And now an unspoken question is growing stronger inside them. What if this connection was never meant to become just another memory? Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you, and what follows could reveal why this realization is happening now instead of weeks or months ago. Don't skip. The most surprising piece has not been revealed yet, because there is one specific reason your soulmate suddenly feels pulled toward your presence, and once you hear it, everything that seemed confusing may begin to make sense. Something has changed inside your soulmate, and the strangest part is that even they did not expect it to happen this quickly. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. A realization has been following them through quiet moments, and every time they try to distract themselves, it returns with even greater clarity. They are beginning to understand that what they felt with you was not something ordinary that could simply disappear with time. Your absence has revealed something your presence once made easy to overlook. They are noticing the space you once filled. They are remembering conversations differently. Tiny moments that seemed meaningless before suddenly feel important now. Don't skip, because this is where everything begins to turn. There may have been a moment when they believed distance would make everything simpler, but instead it created questions they cannot easily answer. Why does your memory still feel so vivid? Why does your energy seem impossible to replace? And why, after everything, does their heart keep returning to the same connection? Something huge is waiting for you, because one of those questions has finally led them toward an answer they were not prepared to discover. Here is where the story becomes even more unexpected. Your soulmate is beginning to see that the strongest connections are not always understood while they are happening. Sometimes their true importance becomes clear only when the noise disappears and a person is left alone with what they genuinely feel. Stay till the end, because that quiet clarity is changing the way they see you. They may be replaying a particular moment, a look, a conversation, a simple gesture, something you probably never realized mattered so much. And suddenly that memory carries a completely different meaning. Don't skip. They are connecting pieces that once seemed unrelated, and those pieces keep pointing toward you. What they thought was temporary now feels strangely unforgettable. What they thought they could ignore keeps returning. And what they assumed would fade has become one of the clearest feelings inside them. Something huge is waiting for you, because they are approaching a realization that could change how they understand this entire connection. Perhaps they were searching everywhere for something they had already experienced with you. But there is another layer, and this is the part you need to hear carefully. The reason your soulmate needs you now may not be because they suddenly have every answer. It may be because they have finally recognized the question that matters most: what happens if they continue pretending this connection means less than it actually does? Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Their thoughts are moving from memories toward possibilities. Instead of only remembering what happened, they are beginning to imagine what could happen next. That shift matters. Don't skip, because the biggest revelation is still ahead. There is something they may have misunderstood about you from the beginning, and once that misunderstanding becomes clear, the entire emotional picture changes. The silence, the distance, the repeated memories, and this sudden pull toward you begin connecting into one extraordinary truth. And when that truth finally rises to the surface, your soulmate may realize that the person they have been trying not to think about is the very person their heart keeps choosing to remember. Now everything begins to connect, because your soulmate may be realizing something they completely missed before. Don't skip. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. There was something about your connection they could feel but never fully explain, and for a long time they may have mistaken that intensity for something that would eventually fade. But now the opposite is happening. The more time passes, the clearer certain memories become. The smallest details are returning with surprising force. The way you understood what they could not put into words, the comfort hidden inside ordinary conversations, the strange feeling that they could simply be themselves around you. And here comes the revelation they were not expecting: what they miss may not be only your presence. They miss who they became when you were present. That realization changes everything. Because suddenly they are not remembering you as just another person from their story. They are remembering a version of themselves that felt more open, more understood, more alive. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you, because once someone recognizes that kind of connection, forgetting it becomes far more difficult than they imagined. But the next realization goes even deeper. Your soulmate may have been searching for a logical explanation for why you keep returning to their thoughts, yet every explanation leaves something unanswered. Don't skip, because this is where the emotional truth begins rising above everything else. Imagine them going through an ordinary day, believing they have everything under control, when suddenly something small brings you back into focus. A familiar phrase. A certain place. A random memory. A quiet moment when there is nobody around to distract them. And for a few seconds, everything becomes incredibly clear. They remember something you said that they did not fully understand at the time. Now those words feel different. They remember a moment when you were trying to show them something through your actions, and only now are they beginning to recognize its meaning. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Their biggest surprise may be discovering that the answers they are searching for today were hidden inside moments they already shared with you. And that realization creates one powerful question inside them. How much did they overlook while you were right there? And this is where the energy of the story changes completely. They are no longer only looking backward. Something inside them is beginning to look forward. Don't skip, because the next shift could be the most important one yet. Your soulmate may be wondering what would happen if the connection between you was given another chance to be understood without confusion, assumptions, or unfinished emotions standing in the way. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you, because they are approaching a truth they once avoided. Some people enter your life and become memories, but others leave behind questions that keep growing until they demand an answer. You may be that unanswered question for them. And now something they once believed about this connection is beginning to collapse. What seemed like an ending may have been a moment of clarity waiting to happen. What seemed like emotional distance may have shown them exactly what your presence meant. But there is still one piece missing, and when that piece becomes clear, it could explain why all of these feelings are becoming impossible for them to ignore right now. The next realization is not about the past anymore. It is about what your soulmate may finally be ready to understand about you. And now comes the realization that could change the meaning of everything your soulmate has been feeling. Don't skip. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Until now, they may have believed they were simply remembering you because certain moments were difficult to forget. But something deeper is becoming clear. It is not one memory pulling their attention back to you. It is the pattern behind all of them. Every meaningful moment seems to carry the same message. You understood parts of them they rarely showed. You noticed things others overlooked. Your presence created a feeling they assumed they could find anywhere, until they discovered how uncommon it actually was. And that discovery may have arrived in the most unexpected way. They could have been surrounded by people, laughing, talking, continuing life exactly as usual, and still felt that something important was missing. That was the moment the truth became harder to ignore. Don't skip, because this is bigger than simply missing someone. They may finally be understanding the value of what existed between you only after experiencing what life feels like without that same connection. Something huge is waiting for you, because the question inside their mind is no longer, "Why am I remembering this?" It is becoming, "Why did I ever believe this could be replaced?" Then something even more surprising begins happening. The memories that return are not necessarily the dramatic ones. Stay till the end, because this detail changes everything. They remember the ordinary moments. The effortless conversations. The small things you noticed. The moments when nothing spectacular happened, yet somehow everything felt right. Don't skip. Those simple memories may be revealing what they could not recognize before, that the connection felt powerful precisely because it did not always need something extraordinary to make it meaningful. And now they may be comparing that feeling with everything that came afterward. That comparison is opening their eyes. They are beginning to understand why certain people can be around you constantly and still never reach the place one person reached without even trying. Something huge is waiting for you, because this realization creates an entirely new possibility inside their mind. What if the connection they thought they understood was actually deeper than they allowed themselves to believe? What if the reason it keeps returning is because something important remained emotionally unfinished? And what if the person they thought they could simply remember and move beyond has become the standard by which every new connection is quietly measured? But stay with this, because the biggest shift has not happened in their memories, it is happening in what they may want next. Don't skip. Your soulmate is reaching the point where remembering may no longer feel like enough. Questions are becoming possibilities, and possibilities are becoming thoughts about what could happen if honesty finally replaced uncertainty. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. There is one truth becoming increasingly difficult for them to escape. Losing contact with something meaningful does not automatically erase its meaning. Sometimes distance reveals what closeness kept hidden. Sometimes silence makes the truth louder. And sometimes you understand the importance of a person only when you realize how many ordinary moments still carry their memory. Your soulmate may now be standing at exactly that realization. But there is one final layer they have not completely faced yet, and it is the one that could explain why this emotional pull feels so strong right now. Because their deepest realization may not simply be that they miss you. It may be that they finally understand what they were afraid to admit when the connection was right in front of them, and once that truth becomes impossible to avoid, everything could look different. This is the moment everything has been leading toward, because the truth your soulmate could once push aside is becoming impossible to ignore. Don't skip. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. They may finally understand that the strongest part of this connection was never one conversation, one memory, or one perfect moment. It was the way everything seemed to carry a depth they could not explain at the time. And now, after replaying those moments differently, one realization keeps returning: they may have recognized your value too late to remain comfortable with the silence. That thought changes the entire emotional picture. Suddenly, the distance does not feel simple anymore. The unanswered questions feel heavier. The memories feel sharper. And the possibility of allowing something meaningful to remain unfinished may be becoming harder for them to accept. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you, because what they are beginning to understand is almost impossible to forget once it becomes clear. They were not only attached to certain moments with you. They were attached to how naturally something inside them responded to you. And that may be why, no matter how much time passes, their thoughts keep finding their way back to the same place. Now comes the part they may never have expected themselves to face. Don't skip, because this realization could explain why everything suddenly feels different. Your soulmate may have spent so much time wondering whether the connection mattered to you that they forgot to confront how much it mattered to them. But now that question is turning inward. What did they truly feel when you were close? Why did your smallest action stay in their memory? Why does imagining you becoming completely distant create such a powerful sense of finality? Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. They may finally recognize that uncertainty was easier than admitting the truth. As long as everything remained undefined, they never had to fully confront what losing the connection could mean. But clarity changes that. Once they understand that some opportunities do not remain open forever, the heart begins asking questions the mind can no longer silence. What if they misunderstood your intentions? What if they held back when they should have been honest? What if the connection they kept analyzing was actually asking for something much simpler, recognition? And there is one thought becoming stronger than all the others. What if you are already moving forward while they are only now realizing what they should have understood before? That possibility is where the entire story turns. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you, and this is the closest we have come to the truth behind why your soulmate needs you now. It may not be about needing you to rescue anything or fix anything. It may be about finally recognizing that your presence carried meaning they never properly acknowledged. Don't skip, because there is a difference between missing someone and realizing you may never experience the same connection in exactly the same way again. That difference can transform hesitation into clarity. And somewhere inside your soulmate, that transformation may already be beginning. They are no longer asking only why you keep appearing in their memories. They may be asking what they are supposed to do with everything they now understand. Because once someone realizes that a connection was more meaningful than they admitted, silence starts feeling different. Distance starts feeling different. Even time starts feeling different. And there is still one final revelation waiting beneath all of this, something that could explain why this realization arrived precisely when it did. Don't skip. Something huge is waiting for you, because the next truth is the one your soulmate may have been avoiding from the very beginning. Something has shifted inside your soulmate, and this time they cannot simply push it aside. Don't skip. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. They believed time would make everything quieter, but instead it has made one truth louder: your connection left a deeper impression than they expected. Recently, something ordinary may have triggered a powerful memory of you, and suddenly they understood what they had been missing. It was never just your words or your presence. It was the feeling of being understood without having to explain everything. And now they are asking themselves a question they once avoided: if this connection meant so little, why does it still feel so important? That question is changing the way they see everything. But what they realize next could be even more surprising. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Your soulmate may finally understand that waiting for the perfect moment created the distance they never wanted. Things they could have said remained unspoken. Feelings they could have acknowledged remained hidden. Don't skip, because now those unfinished moments are returning with completely different meaning. They are beginning to see that perhaps they did not need more time. They needed more clarity. And the strongest realization is this: while they were trying to understand whether you mattered, your absence was quietly giving them the answer. You mattered enough to be remembered when nobody was mentioning you. You mattered enough for ordinary moments to bring your memory back. And you mattered enough that the possibility of permanently losing this connection suddenly feels very different. Now everything is approaching a turning point. Don't skip, because something huge is waiting for you. Your soulmate may no longer be asking why they keep thinking about you. The question becoming stronger is what they should do with what they finally understand. That changes everything, because memories look backward, but decisions look forward. Stay till the end, because the biggest revelation is still coming. Your soulmate may be realizing that this connection was never asking them to have every answer. It was asking them to recognize what felt genuine before uncertainty convinced them to ignore it. And now that recognition is becoming impossible to silence. Something has become clear inside them, something they may never be able to unsee again, and the next realization could reveal exactly what they are finally ready to admit about you. Now the truth is getting closer, and your soulmate may finally be admitting something they could not admit before. Don't skip. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. They are beginning to realize that this connection was never difficult because it lacked meaning. It felt difficult because it carried more meaning than they were prepared to understand. Every time your memory returns, another piece becomes clearer. They remember how naturally you entered their thoughts, how differently they felt around you, and how certain moments with you still stand apart from everything else. But here is the surprising realization: they may no longer be wondering whether they miss you. They may be wondering whether they allowed something incredibly rare to become distant simply because they were afraid to understand how important it was. Something even bigger is unfolding beneath that realization. Stay till the end. Your soulmate may now be looking at the silence between you completely differently. What once felt like distance is becoming a mirror, showing them exactly what your presence added to their life. Don't skip, because something huge is waiting for you. They may have tried filling their days with distractions, conversations, plans, and new experiences, yet one strange truth remained unchanged: certain moments still made them think of you. And now they understand why. It was not because they were trapped in the past. It was because something about you became connected to a feeling they have not easily found again. That realization could be creating a completely new thought inside them. Perhaps the connection they were trying to understand was already giving them the answer through how impossible it became to forget. And now comes the shift that could change everything. Don't skip. Something huge is waiting for you, because your soulmate may finally be moving from realization toward intention. They are beginning to ask not only what this connection meant, but what could happen if they stopped hiding from its meaning. Stay till the end, because this is where the unexpected possibility appears. Maybe the biggest thing standing between you was never the absence of feeling. Maybe it was everything that remained unspoken. And once someone recognizes that, silence stops feeling comfortable. Your soulmate may be closer than ever to facing the one truth they kept postponing. You became important in a way they never planned for. But there is still something they have not fully understood, one final emotional realization that could explain why the thought of you feels stronger now than it did before. Don't skip, because what comes next could change the entire story. Here is where everything takes an unexpected turn, because your soulmate may have just realized something that changes the entire meaning of your connection. Don't skip. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. For so long, they may have believed the strongest feeling would eventually disappear if enough time passed. But instead, something surprising happened. The distractions became weaker while the truth became clearer. They started noticing that they were not simply remembering you, they were comparing certain moments to what they once felt around you. And that comparison revealed something they never expected. The peace, understanding, and emotional closeness they associated with you were far rarer than they realized. Suddenly, the question is no longer why you keep returning to their mind. The real question is why nothing else has completely replaced what your connection made them feel. And that realization may have changed everything. But something even deeper is happening now. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Your soulmate may finally understand that the distance between you did not erase the connection, it revealed what they had failed to appreciate while it was close. Don't skip. They are beginning to see old moments through new eyes. A conversation that once seemed ordinary now feels meaningful. A simple gesture now carries weight. Even something you said casually may suddenly make perfect sense. And here is the surprising part. They may be realizing that you understood something about them before they understood it themselves. That thought can stay with someone. It can make them question why they held back, why they waited, and why they assumed there would always be more time. Now those questions are becoming harder to ignore, because one possibility keeps growing stronger. Perhaps what they were searching for was already standing in front of them. And now comes the realization that could lead directly into the biggest shift yet. Don't skip. Something huge is waiting for you. Your soulmate may be reaching the point where silence no longer gives them comfort. They may want clarity, not because they suddenly know exactly what happens next, but because pretending this connection meant nothing has become harder than acknowledging what it meant. Stay till the end, because this is where memories can become intention. They are beginning to imagine what they would say if they stopped overthinking. What would they finally admit? What truth would come out first? And there is one thought they may no longer be able to escape. What if the opportunity to understand this connection is still there, but it will not remain there forever? That realization changes the emotional direction completely. Because the next step is no longer about remembering you. It is about what they may finally be ready to do with everything they now understand. Suddenly, the question inside your soulmate has changed, and this could be the moment everything starts moving in a completely different direction. Don't skip. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Until now, they may have been asking themselves why your memory keeps returning, but now another thought is becoming stronger. What if they actually need to stop running from what this connection means? That realization can change everything. They are beginning to understand that some people are remembered because of what happened, while others are remembered because of what they awakened inside us. And you may belong to the second kind. Your soulmate may finally see that your presence gave them something they never properly appreciated until it became distant. The biggest surprise is that they may not be missing one specific moment with you, they may be missing the entire feeling that existed whenever you were part of their world. Then comes the realization they were least prepared for. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Your soulmate may be recognizing that they spent too much time waiting for certainty while something meaningful was already happening. Don't skip. The words left unsaid, the questions left unanswered, and the moments they assumed could happen again are beginning to feel different now. And suddenly, one thought becomes impossible to ignore. What if you stop waiting before they finally understand what they want? That possibility could be creating a powerful sense of urgency inside them. Not because they know exactly what happens next, but because they are beginning to understand that meaningful connections cannot always be placed on hold. Time keeps moving. People keep growing. And opportunities can change. Something huge is waiting for you, because this may be the first moment when your soulmate truly understands that recognizing your importance and doing something about that realization are two completely different things. Now the biggest emotional shift begins. Don't skip, because what comes next could explain why everything feels so intense right now. Your soulmate may be moving closer to a decision inside themselves. Continue hiding behind uncertainty, or finally acknowledge what they have known deep down for longer than they wanted to admit. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. They may be imagining what they would say if they had one completely honest moment with you, without hesitation, without pretending, without trying to make the connection seem smaller than it was. And one truth could rise above everything else. Losing the possibility of you may feel far heavier than admitting that you mattered. That is where everything changes. Because once someone reaches that realization, the story is no longer about what happened before. It becomes about what they choose next. And there is still one final truth waiting beneath all of this. One realization that could reveal exactly why your soulmate feels drawn toward you now, at this particular moment, when they least expected it. Finally, the truth your soulmate has been circling around is coming into focus, and this may be the revelation that explains everything. Don't skip. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Your soulmate may have realized that the strongest thing pulling their thoughts back toward you is not simply nostalgia, it is clarity. They are seeing the difference between a connection that was convenient and one that genuinely changed something inside them. And suddenly, moments they once underestimated feel completely different. The way you listened. The way you noticed little things. The way your presence could make an ordinary moment feel meaningful. They may finally understand that what made you unforgettable was never one dramatic event. It was the collection of small moments that quietly became important. And here is the surprising part. They may have only recognized their true value after realizing how difficult that same feeling is to find again. Something huge is waiting for you, because the person who once questioned this connection may now be questioning why they ever doubted it. Now another realization is hitting even deeper. Stay till the end, because this is where the title of this story becomes impossible to ignore. Why does your soulmate need you now? Perhaps because something inside them is finally asking for truth instead of endless uncertainty. Don't skip. They may be tired of pretending that unanswered feelings simply disappear when nobody talks about them. They may be recognizing that silence did not give them closure, it gave them perspective. And that perspective has revealed something unexpected. Your connection still holds emotional meaning because it represented something genuine to them. They may be wondering what would happen if they finally stopped analyzing every possibility and simply acknowledged what they feel. Something huge is waiting for you. Because when someone moves from, "I remember them," to, "I need to understand what this meant," an entirely different chapter becomes possible. And your soulmate may be standing exactly at that point right now. But there is one final thing you need to understand. Don't skip, because this is the revelation everything has been building toward. Your soulmate's realization does not automatically decide what happens next, and that may be the most powerful truth of all. You still have your own path, your own choices, and your own value independent of what another person decides. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Clarity works both ways. While your soulmate may finally be recognizing what you meant to them, you may also be reaching a moment where you understand what you deserve from any meaningful connection: honesty, consistency, and genuine effort. And perhaps that is why this moment feels so significant. The question is no longer simply whether they remember you. The question is whether realization can become action, whether silence can become honesty, and whether something unfinished can finally become clear. Whatever comes next, one thing has changed forever. What once remained hidden has finally been seen, and once a truth becomes clear, it becomes very difficult to pretend it was never there.